I've been farting though. It's like TikTok is the devil.
Extra special.
You are extra special. He gets stuff done. Not everything is rainbows and butterflies, you know, we have our ups and downs. Guys, I pray so much that I'm sure God is probably like you again? I had to give it to God. Remind me to never, ever, ever do that again. Ever, ever. I think it's really shaken up a lot of people. I guess you're talking about like on top of each other. Why did I do that? You see the A for it? Good morning, guys. It is about 9 and I'm going to work. I got up. Listen to Pam complain. So when I woke up, it's like my neck was hurting. I think I slept on my pillow, like bunched up or did something. And I was like, this is gonna turn into a headache. And that's what usually happens. And so I'm like, let me just lay here. And then the sun started to come up. So it was probably 6 o'clock. Because when I got up, it was a little after 7. So, and made coffee. And I was like, you know, I should go outside and like just sit for a while, because the Charlie Kirk thing is still, you know, fresh and, you know, on my brain, and I'm sure it is with many people right now, and that's all TikTok is. And I told Aunt T, I was like, TikTok is the devil. Just like, why you say that? And I was like, because it just is. It's kind of like watching the news for me. It's like you have a lot of, I mean, I guess it depends on, because it goes off what your feed is right now. All my feed is nothing but Charlie Kirk feed. But the side of TikTok that I like the most is the one where the people show their old vintagey stuff, or their thrift finds, or, you know, their grandma core stuff. That's my favorite part of TikTok. And recipes. But, you know, they just throw all kinds of stuff. That's the reason I banned Journey from YouTube, is because although she's just watching, you know, whatever she's watching, there's also stuff that she shouldn't, like, stuff, they put stuff in stuff. Does that make sense? They put stuff, and you can't really regulate what she's watching if she just has free reign of YouTube, you know. Am I making sense? She could be watching, I keep thinking about this, Unspeakable. That's what she likes to watch. And it's like these grown kids, I say kids, I don't know, probably in their 20s, and they do like these crazy things, like filling their house with Orbeez or sand, or building who knows what, spending 24 hours doing this, you know, things that are unrealistic for most people. And so, and I don't want her to think that stuff like that is okay, because I mean, it's not horrible, but I don't think it's okay. And you know, and they say, oh my, you know, and stuff. And so, you know, so, you know, I can control that. I can control that. And you know, you watch a DVD, you watch Disney Channel. She's gotten on to watching, like, on the Roku, there's like a thing for, I don't even know what it is, but it has a bunch of cartoons. They have a lot of like older they have like Little Bear on there, and some older cartoons and stuff on there too. Oswald. But I just think it's just I don't know. And my husband woke up and he's in a bad mood. He lets things build up and get to him, and I don't know, he's off right now, going to go return my Amazon return. He's gonna fill up with gas, he's taking out trash. He said we're not gonna drive the car again until, and this is just him and his brain, okay? So we have all day today and all day tomorrow. But he is the type of person, like, he gets stuff done. He is early to appointments. He is, you know, he is, that's him, and that's his personality, and that's who he is. And I'm not that way. By far, I'm not that way. I'm late. But he's like, I'm gonna go drop off the trash. Do we got any cat litter? Well, let's get it taken. And I'm like thinking, you know, if we take out the cat, well, we took it out yesterday, which was Wednesday, because I got off schedule. So you guys know I have a cat. For this, I don't know. I do a Sunday, I do a Tuesday, and then I do a Thursday or Friday, and then Sunday, Tuesday. It just, if it needs it on Thursday, it goes out on Thursday. If it needs it on Friday, it goes out on Friday. And that's just our schedule. But on Monday, I don't even remember now. On Monday, somebody's been pooping a lot. So there was one that was just, it had, and it's Winnie. I know it's Winnie. I know it's Winnie because I hear her, I see her, and I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. Like, does she got some kind of a virus or something that's making her use the bathroom? Who knows? But we got two of them. And the one wasn't that bad, so I just left it because I'm like, oh, we'll change it Tuesday. And so I changed one on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I was just going to change them both out, and I never did. So we changed it yesterday on Wednesday. So, and I was like, okay, I told Sterling, I was like, we're going to change it today, Wednesday, and then we'll change it Saturday morning before we leave. Okay, guys, I thought I heard my AJ Blank's order. But what I was getting at with, he basically went to go do all this stuff, which is fine, by himself, and I think it also gives him time, you know, to pray, and, you know, because of the whole Charlie Kirk thing, and that he was like talking, he was like, he was just, you know, he's like, it's the world, you know, the world. And I was like, I said, well, I was like, the world did not kill him. He was like, but, you know, and I think this is stemming back to the beginning where I told Auntie that TikTok was the devil. It's like I think a lot of people will rage bait on TikTok. The more rage you can cause in a person, the further the video is going to go, and the more money you're going to get. It's going to make you money. And so whether or not people are actually, you know, truthfully that way, we don't know. You know, we don't know if they are rage baiting or if they are real. I'm talking about TikTok. But you know, I pray. You guys, I pray so much that I'm sure God is probably like you again? You know what I mean? And it's always been that way. It's you know, I'm like, I have, that's what I have. That's what I have. That's what I'm clinging to, and so that's where I go. And so with this, you know, I'm like, I don't understand it, and it's not for me to understand, but I don't understand why. And my husband like blaming the world like for being this way, and I was like, the world didn't do it. One person did this. There might have been other involved, I don't know, but one person chose. One person made the decision to do that. I don't know. It's just a big struggle, you know. Just number one, we're gonna go to the beach, and I want to have a great time, and it's my birthday. And normally my birthday, it's like a joke because I'm always like, so many days into my birthday. My birthday's coming up. A week from my birthday. 2 days till my birthday. But I don't know. This year I'm just like, and I'm excited for my birthday. I love birthdays. I love birthdays. And I don't mind growing older. I think it's a blessing to grow older. And I'm going to be 52. So that means I have finished my 52nd, almost 52nd year of life. And, you know, I'm blessed. But I think it's just a tragedy. Like, you know, he didn't deserve that, but somebody thought he did. And what is just like, why? But I had to give it to God. I had to give it to God. And it's not for me to pick apart. It's not for me to you know, it's just, it's with God. It's with God. And I can say why. Don't know why. But, you know, I'm probably 99.99999% sure that he's up there with God right now. And, you know, that's maybe. Anyway, I have to get this work done, and I need to stop dilly-dallying around and get the job done.
A birthday gift, Mom.
Oh, I got an extra special birthday gift.
Sorry about those. Didn't need them. Not ready yet, but I will need a couple. Don't mind my hair. It's gonna be extra special.
You are extra special. Hi guys. So it is later. It is 1:58. I finished up a few shirts and sent them off with my husband. Oh, I turned that back on. I was like, what? Journey wanted to let me show you guys. I kind of filmed a little bit of like what she's been doing. Like this is like what I get on a daily basis. Not like this in particular, but like she does. I had to turn off the lights so it could glow for me for my birthday. My birthday's Saturday, so. And all of the happy birthday stickers that are down in my drawer. Yeah. Oh. Okay, she's occupied and having fun. Being creative, right? Anyway, yeah. Charlie Kirk, that's what you can hear out of me. It definitely, like, you know, it broke our hearts is what it did. I think it broke everybody's heart. And I'm gonna finish this. The reason I was getting on here is because I was gonna tell y'all that we're gonna go to McDonald's. I'm gonna treat the girls to McDonald's. I'm hungry. We don't have a whole lot of, like, I could make some soup, but sometimes you just get sick of like eating. We have spaghetti. I could make spaghetti too. Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna go. I really, honestly, I just want a Coke. I want a big old Coke. Get me through the day, and then I'll finish up this one, and then we'll go do that, and then we'll do school. Then I'll come back down here. I decided I'm gonna make chicken and dumplings with the leftover chicken that we got from dinner night before last, and so I want to cook that up obviously before we go. And so I'm just gonna do a quick instant pot chicken and dumplings for supper, and then we're gonna get something tomorrow and make it for Papa and Uncle Brian. But yeah, like all I see is like about Charlie Kirk, and it's just so sad. I mean, I didn't know him, you know, but I've seen his debates. Not all, like I haven't watched like a full debate, just like little snippets on TikTok or whatnot. And yeah, and the fact that he got shot in front of everybody, and they, like, you can go watch it, you can go and see it happen and see like when did that become okay to show, you know. When I was younger, they had, what was it called, Faces of Death or something like that. I watched a little bit of that, and I could not finish watching. I think I saw 2 or 3 little clips on that, and I couldn't, and it was all of, like, you know, one, I remember brains on, like, they got into a car accident or something, and there was brains on the road. Another one was, actually, there was 2 other ones that I watched, and both involved, like, people, you know. And so I couldn't watch it. It was like after that, like those images of them people and what they did, and like just haunted me, like, and I was probably maybe, I was still living at home, so I had to be under the age of 18, and so it was just horrible. But now anyone can see this on the internet, like you can watch it happen. Like one. Is that okay? Starving half to death, and so I'm in my jams. I'm just gonna throw some clothes on. We'll take the girls to McDonald's. I'm gonna come back. Like I said, we'll do some school. Come back down here, get some more work done, and probably about 5 start the chicken and dumplings. And then work. Hello everybody. So it's been a hot minute, guys. It's been a hot minute. So last I think I told you we were gonna go to McDonald's. Remind me to never ever do that again. Ever. I cannot handle McDonald's like at all. The only thing I can handle from McDonald's is their Cokes. I used to like their chicken, like their crispy chicken sandwiches, but that's what I got, was a crispy chicken sandwich. And we don't hardly ever go to McDonald's like that. My husband despises McDonald's, so we don't get a lot of McDonald's. And it's not even like him. I mean, he doesn't like it, and I don't care for it either. It's just greasy. I don't even think it's real food. It's just, and if you like McDonald's and you love it and that's you, then I am not in no way, shape, or form trying to offend anybody, but just for me and myself, okay? Because right now, I'm still paying for it, and here it is, 8 hours later, and I've got heartburn. I keep like having burps. I haven't been farting though. Like, it's all coming up this way. Hasn't gone the other direction. But it's terrible. And I tell you, the reason that I wanted, I didn't feel like making any lunch, and I thought it would be a nice little treat for the girls, which, you know, it doesn't bother them, but they don't have a 52-year-old gut like I do, you know? And so I cannot. And so after I ate it, I immediately regretted it. I felt like, ugh. And so I was like, why did I do that? You see the apron? She's so cute. Anyway, this was a rush order, and they needed it by the, I don't remember what day, but I'll be gone, so I had to get, and that's what I'm having to do, is get all of these. Like, I told my husband, I was like, there's only 3 orders that need to ship out tomorrow. I was like, so, but all the rest of them are due to ship out on Monday, and I'm not going to be here Monday, so I had to get her done, and I got her done, by golly. Well, I didn't get all of it done. I have to make 4 more. There's a shirt on back there. I gotta make 4 more shirts, and then that one's number 5, and then a ribbon trim. So after I do all that, the ribbon trim and those shirts, I think those are going to be for tomorrow, but I'm going to try, sorry that's noisy you guys, I'm going to try to get this one done. And the reason why I am not working on it at this moment is because I have to package, I want to package most of these up, and then let's just hypothetically say I get done packaging and I don't feel like finishing that shirt and I want to go to bed. I'll just go to bed. It's after midnight. It's 12:19, and so I told my husband, because he was like, don't be staying up, you know, all hours of the night, and then on Saturday be all groggy and have a headache, because if I don't get enough sleep I get a headache. And I was like, I have to get these orders. I was like, I don't do this because I want to. I was like, I do it because I have to. These are people's orders and they depend on me, and I have to get them done. And if I have to stay up all night and get them done, I have to stay up all night and get them done. And I'll just sleep at another time. So, but luckily I got it under control. I was kind of worried earlier because I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I gotta make a ribbon trim. I got all these other aprons to get done. I got these other shirts to get done. But see, a couple of the shirts that I was going to do as well that are supposed to ship out on Monday, one of them I had to order the they wanted a ruffle shirt, which was fine because I had to place an order for another ruffle shirt too, and so I just went ahead and ordered both those ruffle shirts, and so they hopefully will go out tomorrow, or they could have gone out today, I don't know, and they'll be here when I get back on Tuesday. So yeah, I told my husband, I was like, I'm just excited to just have nothing to do. That's how I'm at. To be like, nothing, just, you know, go play in the ocean, go swim in a pool, go out to dinner, walk around, not worry about having to work on orders or cook dinner and you guys, I promise you, when we get back, it's gonna be like, oh, I'm so happy to be home. I'm so happy to be back in my routine. I'm so happy to be, because that's how it always is. I need scissors. Please hold. I got them. So, took the girls to McDonald's. Then I came home. Got back down here. Started working again. And then I went upstairs and made chicken and dumplings, and then I took a shower, and then I come back down to work. So I literally, oh, we did school. So I went upstairs and we did school, and then I cooked dinner, and then yeah, she's doing so good, guys. She's doing so good. I'm so proud of her. So we've been doing the whole, oh, that was something I was going to talk about too. There is a, if I can see you on the other side of the shirt, I'm going to be mad. Okay. There is a straggler that is stuck in underneath. It's a thread. It was a loose thread, and it's there. And it's stuck in between the stuff, the cloud cover and the shirt. Luckily, these shirts are really thick, and you can't see it. I was afraid you'd be able to, like, see it coming through on the other side, and I was like, no. This was another rush order, and so they need theirs by the, I think it was the 17th. I have no idea. I'm just trying to please everybody, but yeah, so we are doing our prayer for school. So I just thought it was, we used to do like the Pledge of Allegiance and stuff, and we no longer do that. Like, she knows it. She knows, you know, the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag and to the Christian flag and to the Bible. So we got those down pat. But I thought it would be a good idea to teach her to pray, because we've been talking a lot about prayer, you know, just in general as a family. And so I was like, you know, I want her to know that it's okay to pray, and you can pray anywhere, anytime, any place. And you know, she was, when we first did it, you know, the first day, like, they've heard me pray before, and they've heard their dad pray before, and you know, Papa pray before, and Uncle Brian pray. I think more or less they used to hear Uncle Brian pray because he would, like, they would call on him to pray at church. Like, they wouldn't say Uncle Brian, they'd be like, Brian lead us in prayer. So, you know, they've heard everybody pray before. And I think, you know, if you are going to pray like in a church, or, you know, you're going to do kind of like a more formal type of prayer. But I want them to know that, you know, you can pray about, you know, if you're scared, if you're, you know, for what, if you need comfort, basically, you can pray. You can pray, and, you know, this one's so cute. So I just wanted to put that out there, that if anybody wants us to pray for them, you can leave me a comment down below, and we will definitely pray for you. Or my email is in the description below, I'm pretty sure. Or if we're friends on Facebook, you can send me a message. I have had people in the past, just, you know, if anybody needs some, I mean, you could have an unspoken prayer. There's plenty of those. But I'm going to continue this. Oh, I was going to read my, the whole reason I got on here, Pamela, to do this. We're going to read. It's just been a day, guys. The whole Charlie Kirk thing, I mean, it's just, I think it's really shaken up a lot of people. We are... Okay. Classroom chaos. I was like, I thought, didn't we just do one on... Oh, we did a back to school was Tuesday. Okay. This is called Classroom Chaos. And... Okay, so we do not focus on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. 2 Corinthians 4:18. After years as a stay-at-home mom, the day came when all my children went to school, but instead of eating bonbons and watching movies like my younger self imagined, I found myself adulting and working at their school. The days started early, coffee in hand with a class of energetic kindergartens. Patience was a virtue, and I knew I'd need in spades. What? Patience was a virtue, and I knew I'd need in spades. What does that mean? Am I missing something? Knew I'd need in spades. Patience was a virtue, and I knew I'd need in spades.
Here's the definition of patience: the capacity to accept or tolerate delay, trouble, or suffering without getting angry or upset.
Hey Google, what's spades?
According to Wikipedia, spades is a trick-taking card game devised in the United States in the 1930s. It can be played as either a partnership or solo, cutthroat game. The object is to take the number of tricks that were bid before play of the hand
Google,
began.
stop. I don't understand this, guy, so okay. So maybe it's just over my head. Maybe I'm putting too much thought into it. Okay, I started the day early, coffee in hand, with a class of energetic kindergartens. Patience was a virtue, and I knew I'd need in spades. But I did not plan for humility. There's just something about tying shoelaces, being sneezed on from every angle, and enduring 5-year-old tantrums that'll test your pride. Maybe they are talking about a card game. Maybe they're like, patience is a virtue, and I knew I'd need in... Like you'd need your patience in a card game? Okay, anyway. I'm just thinking way too much, ain't I? I ain't a word, I ain't gonna use it. Okay, there's just something about tying shoelaces and being sneezed on from every angle and enduring 5-year-old tantrums that'll test your pride. One word came to mind as I wrestled with my new role, hidden. There were so many moments no one saw There's so many moments that no one but Jesus saw. As I stood amidst the classroom chaos, I remember that Jesus' life was hidden too. Not flashy, not glamorous, only three of his 33-year-old life were in the public eye. But what all about the years beforehand? Here he was, God incarnated, all power at his disposal. Yet he did not seek man's applause. Even more shocking, Philippians 2:7 says he purposely limited himself. He emptied himself by assuming the form of a servant, and God was pleased. For the reason God gave him the name above every name. God loves humility, and he's honored when we do our work solely for him. This is one of the many upside down ways of his life in his kingdom. Of life in his kingdom. I said his, sorry. So while kindergartners may not applaud my efforts, God does. And his praise is enough. He packed the hidden moments with a purpose that lasts all eternity. What are some hidden moments you encountered this week? Lord, help me work for you alone today as I go about my daily tasks. That was a tough one to get through. I think the whole spade things. Patience is a virtue I knew I'd need in spades. They're probably like, spades must be like a game, a card game you need patience for, I'm guessing. Isn't there like a spade? My grandma used to call a spade, like when you're digging in the garden, isn't that called a spade? Where's my spade? Anyway. I need to get this done, so I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry, this video, I don't know what I'm going to do with this video, because it all took place here. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. And Jesus loves you. Bye, guys. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's not morning. Why does it look weird? It's on the wrong settings. Okay. It was on the wrong settings. Good afternoon. I'm going to work on this ribbon trim. But we went, so tomorrow is my birthday and I get a free Starbucks drink. And I saw the little note, the little email came in and said something about a Starbucks drink. So I was like, oh, I can go get I might as well get it today because I don't know where we'll be tomorrow. And so I look and it's like, you get it on your birthday. So I just thought because you have the app and the member that you would just, they issue it like maybe a couple days before in case you can't go there on your birthday, or anyway. So I get another one tomorrow. So at Starbucks, I'm not a real, like a Starbucks coffee drinker. Not that I have anything against. I think the drink that Danny gets is bomb.com, which is a vanilla blonde latte with an extra shot of an espresso, I think. So there's like 4 shots of espresso in it. Sorry if it's loud. I'm making a ribbon trim. I need to go up and actually start the roast because I totally forgot. Because I come down here and I was like, I should be doing something else. So I don't know. I shouldn't do that. It's noisy, I know. I'm talking to you guys. Focus, focus. I don't know exactly how these vlogs are going to go. Like if I'm going to put them all in like just one vlog. So you might see yesterday, today, and tomorrow in a vlog. Or you might just see today, yesterday, and today. Maybe part of, because yesterday I didn't vlog hard. I mean, I was down here. I talked probably your ear off, but I don't know if I'm going to use it all. Hi, you want to play pirates with me? I said, you want to play pirates with me? So I just went through Journey's suitcase. She was so eager to pack. Of course, it's part of the excitement, right? And so she had like everything but the kitchen sink in her bag. And so I had to go through, and of course, you know, she's got all of her like stained up, like, you know, fart around the house clothes. I'm like, honey, we're gonna be out in public. You need to wear this. I bought her all those clothes, you guys. Majority of them are already stained up. The pants have. She is not a clean girl by far. She's a country girl. Just country girls. That's all from Little House on
Country girl.
the Prairie, where Nellie calls Laura and Mary. They're just country girls when they all were just in the country to begin with. So anyway, yeah, so I have to clean upstairs. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't like worry about having a dinner. It's not that I don't want to, don't take it the wrong way. You know, I love family time, I love cooking for people, but I've got so much stuff to get done in a short amount of time. And you can't rush an embroidery machine, and you can't rush, you know, making ribbon trim. So I have to, there's actually 2 ribbon trims that need to get made, but I'm probably just going to make one. The other one doesn't need to ship out until Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't remember, and we'll be back. But that just means that it's putting more that I have to get done on Tuesday when we get back. And when you get back, you just don't feel like, you know, getting straight to the work, but we'll have to. I'll have to do something. I'll have to figure that out, because, man, I did a lot of praying yesterday that I would get all the work done. All the work that I did get done. And I really don't remember how many that was. 15? So each design takes a certain amount of time to stitch out. You can't speed that. I mean, you could, but I'm already running at like 1,300 stitches per minute, and not, the capacity is like 15. But although it can go 15, it doesn't go 15, if that makes sense, depending on how dense the stitches are and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to probably finish sewing this one channel and then go upstairs and start the roast. Hello guys, let's see if I can. I'm trying. It is not. Let's see. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like that. We good, right? You can see me. I'm in my jams anyway. You don't need to see all that naughtiness. So I finished. I'm shocked. I actually was going to do, I think, one more. I'm trying not to shut my fingers in this. I have shut my arm in there. I have shut, if you don't know, it's a really strong magnetic hoop. But yeah, now I just gotta package all these up. I also have to hot glue my ribbon trim. I had somebody, oh, I'm seeing your name. I'm seeing your name, like Laney or Lane. Has the word Lane in it, right? I think it is. I'm sorry, but somebody, oh my gosh. The scissors fell and I must stab. Dollar Tree glasses. I felt like wearing them. Asked how I get my ribbons straight. I guess you're saying like, I guess you're talking about like on top of each other, like, you know, that. I start with the channel. I used to do it the other way, and I think Danny, if you don't know, I have a friend named Danny, and she has a YouTube channel, and she makes ribbon trims and shirts, and we actually met through YouTube, and she's one of my best friends, and I miss her face so much, and I haven't seen her in like over a year, you guys, and it's so sad. She had some stuff going on, so she couldn't actually come here, and well, we just haven't had the money to go there, so soon, hopefully soon though. Anyway, that's beside the point. What we're talking about is the ribbon trim. So she sews her ribbon on first, and I used to do it that way, and it would always mess up my channel for my waist. This part. It's not gonna focus. Okay, so this channel part. So I sewed this, right? Can you see? Yeah. So whenever I would sew, after I put the ribbon on, and then I'd sew the channel, my channel would always be wonky donkey. It just wouldn't turn out right. And I got sick and tired of like trying to fool with it and get it to do right. And so I was like, why don't I just sew that first? So if I sew that first, I know it's straight, and then I can just sew the ribbon on, and I know that's gonna go on straight. So that's the way I've been doing it for the past 10,000 years. So if you have issues, I mean, you don't have to do what, you know, other people do. I mean, if they say do it this way, you know, there might be another way. Just try to work it out and do what works for you, because not everything, you know, I'm sure I have it down pat where I crease my shirts with my heat press, and then I hoop them that way, and I just line up the crease on the two little things on my mighty hoop. There's a little. So when I make sure that this and this and the line that I made in the shirt goes from here to here and it's straight, that's how I know my shirts are going to be straight. And that's just how I do them. And, you know, excuse me, I feel so low. And the reason this journey, trying to push my seat down, that was why. But yeah, so do what works for you, and you know, but it is almost my birthday. Me and my husband had a long conversation, and it's so like refreshing, reviving, just so connecting to like actually have like a deep discussion and conversation, especially with like the one you love, you know. And you know, things, although, you know, not everything is rainbows and butterflies, you know, we have our ups and downs, And, you know, we don't have anything like, we don't have any issues like going on between us. It's just life. I think life in general is just, you know, it just like, he was talking about how I'm sure he will be okay with me sharing how he has just kind of like lost motivation. He's like, do you go to bed and you're like, feel fulfilled in your day, like you've, you know, did all the things you wanted to do? And I said, well, most days. I said on the days I hear the pitter patter of little feet. She will not go to sleep unless I'm going to sleep, because that's just Journey. But I was like, on most days I was like, if, you know, I say if I get my, you know, the things I want to get accomplished, like, let's say I cleaned the kitchen and then I made a big dinner and then, you know, we did school that day, and let's say I came down and I had to make a ribbon trim and like 3 shirts and, you know, whatever. I'm like, if I got, you know, or in a video edited, I said if I did all that one day, I said I feel like, you know, I did it, you know. I cleaned the kitchen, I cleaned what I wanted to clean, I made us dinner, I did the homeschool, I, you know, I made my bed. I make my bed every single day. And let me tell you a story about that, is that I say that. I'm sure there's probably some days I may not. Some days things happen in life and I just get busy. But I usually make it before I go to bed then. But the reason I make my bed is, I think I talked about this before too, is that I like to look at it. I think it's beautiful when it's made. When I go in the room and the bed is all made up and it looks all pretty with my blanket and pillows on there, and, you know, it makes me feel good. Bottom line. That's the reason why I make my bed. My grandma used to say, if you make your bed, it smooths out the wrinkles in your mind. It makes you have a smooth, like, I guess, less bumpy road day. So, like, and then I also heard stuff like, if you make your bed every day, if you get nothing else done that day, at least you made your bed. At least you got that accomplished. So, and then I think it's just nice to, like, you know, peel back the blankets and your bed's all nice and hop in. Does Mommy make the bed every day?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I make the bed every day?
So it be nice.
So it, what? So it looks beautiful?
But it doesn't need to. Even though people don't go in her house.
I know, but Mommy just does it for Mommy, because I like to look at it. When I go in there and I see the bed looks all pretty with my blankets and my pillows.
You just smile.
I just smile.
You just go
I
like.
did turn that embroidery machine off. I forgot. I gotta make a hat. I'm gonna do that real quick before I forget. I did it. I thought I was done, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I was hoping I could edit maybe one video and put it up tomorrow, which is Saturday. And then you won't get another video until we get back. But that's just because I had to work all week to try to get these orders done. And it's not that, it's just anytime you go on vacation, especially if you have an Etsy shop, or, you know, if you work for yourself, you have to take care of business before you go. And then, you know, so in order for me to take off Monday and Tuesday, I didn't finish up all of Tuesday. The problem I ran into is I made too many promises, is the problem I ran into. Is like, everybody was like, can I get this by this date? Not everybody, but there was 3 of them that went out FedEx today. But yeah, so my husband come down, so he fussed at Journey, and she came down crying. He didn't actually fuss at her. He was just, so Journey likes to take all of her toys, not all of her toys, but a lot of her toys, and set up camp at the end of the hallway, which is in between our bedroom and Sis's bedroom and the bathroom. So right there, we're in front of the, it's like in front of the, where we do laundry. So it's like, you can't just set everything up there, all toys, all junk. You can't open the doors, and we've told her multiple times, like, please, you know, don't do that, please don't do that. Or if you're going to do it, clean it up when you're done, because, you know, that's a high traffic zone there. And so apparently that's what she did, and he asked her to move him, and time went on and she didn't move him, and so he said, okay, I'm gonna throw him away, which I think is a reasonable answer. And you know, and so she got upset and came down here crying to me. And so I think I mentioned this before with Journey, she's very dramatic, and 9 times out of 10, no matter what the emotion that she's feeling, it will come out in like some kind of like anger or rage, like and we try to sift through those emotions, and I try to say, you know, well, how are you feeling? Well, how are you feeling? So the fact that she was actually upset and crying instead of like getting mad and like punching herself or punching something, or, you know, throwing a raging fit, she actually, you know, so I think we're having somewhat of a breakthrough with, you know, kind of deciphering what her emotions are. And so, you know, she came down and she was sobbing, and I was like, what's going on? And she's like, Daddy's gonna throw my toys away. And I said, well, you know, your dad did ask you to pick them up, and he asked you before not to build, she builds like hideouts, and she puts all, oh, thank you for your order. Builds hideouts, and like it'll be like her little pop-up tent, and it'll be like pillows and some blankets and some stuffed animals and maybe a doll high chair, and you know, it's like a big thing. And so anyway, and so I was like, well, your dad asked you not to do that, and then he asked you to clean it up. And I said, and apparently you didn't listen. And she was like, I know. And I said, well, what will make you feel better? And I just don't know. I just don't know. So I was like, well, let's pray about it. So we prayed about it, and then she hopped up my lap and took off. I was like, well, okay. And so anyway, he came down and he was saying how, you know, he felt bad about the situation, but I'm like, you know, yeah, I was like, it happens, you know, nobody's perfect, we're not perfect parents, and you know, after time, I'm looking for a needle and thread, after time, you know, things wear on you, and you get upset, and you get tired, and you get worn down, and you're like, I've asked you to do this how many times? But you know, she forgave him. So we just had like a heart-to-heart talk, and we were talking about, he's like, asked me if I felt fulfilled at the end of the day, and he was saying how he hadn't been. And he's like, I feel like all I do is I get up and, you know, I'll play my guitar, and then, you know, he's like, if we have appointments or something, we'll go do that, and then I come home and I go to work, and I come home, I eat, and I put on my guitar, then I go to bed because I'm bored. He was like, I need like exercise routine, and I need you know, something else. So I'm like, yeah bro, we can exercise. We used to walk around the goat pen, and that was good exercise. It's, if you don't know, it's like kind of slope, kind of like on a hill. And so I said, well, let's, you know, take this vacation. Hold on. I said, let's take this vacation, and then when we get back, I said, we can look into like some, you know, some exercise routine. Not that I have time for that, but Like, you know, we'll work something out. He even mentioned before about doing Zumba and how, like, I love Zumba, and I want to get back into Zumba, and I probably should. I should probably put myself first and, like, do that for my own health, my own good. So, but he said that, you know, he talked to Uncle Brian, and he thought, well, Uncle Brian might like to do that. He might like to do that with you. And I was like, well, you could. He used to do Zumba. He did Zumba before. And he's like, well, I just, you know, I couldn't never get the rhythm and stuff. And I'm like, it's not even about being in rhythm. It's about moving your body for the songs. And you do it together. And it's, you know, you just kind of do. I was like, there was one guy that used to go there, and he would make up his own dance moves as long as he's moving his body to the music. I'm like, getting that heartbeat elevated, we all good. Anyway, but yeah, I was like, do you want to do like a remodeling project? You know, because I thought that would be kind of fun. He was like, no, I don't want to do anything like that. He's like, if I do something like that, something else goes wrong, and then something else, it spirals out of there, and then I'll have to fix something else, and then the thing that I was working on never gets fixed because I had to fix this, that, and the other thing. So I'm like, yeah. I still want to paint my cabinets, guys. I think he talked me out of it. When I was, you know, when I did the wallpaper and stuff, but I want to actually buy more of that wallpaper, and that's what I was thinking anyway. I'm gonna do the rest because we have music notes and then floral. The floral is underneath the cabinets, which it doesn't look bad, but I think it would look so much cuter if the whole thing, but it's gonna be really hard for us to wallpaper the other place where the I think I put a 5T shirt in a 4T bag. 4T. I think you were a 5T. Yes, I put you in the wrong bag. Where our stairway is that wallpaper. So I don't know how we would, because yeah, I just don't know how we would do it there. I'm sure there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Hold on, I'm breaking my neck. But yeah, that's just something I like want to do, is I want to finish the wallpaper, and then I will I want to paint the cabinets. Our cabinets are old and tattered, and they've been there for 29 years. It'll be 29 years in December. Those cabinets have been up. This house will be 29 years in December. 1996 was the year that this house was built, in December of 1996. So, and it has the original dishwasher, and it has the original counters and countertops and carpet. And so, you know, for 30-year-old carpet, not down here, upstairs, for 30-year-old carpet, you know, it's pretty good. But he always said we're not going to get new carpet until, you know, it was until the kids were older, and then we had Journey. Now it's like, we're not going to get new carpet until Journey's older. But since then, when the boys were little, I had a strict no food in the living room, no food or drinks in the living room. And then over time, that just kind of diminished. And then they got a lot of stains, and, you know, I carpet clean quite often. For various reasons, hairballs and, you know, spilled drinks. Journey spilled her water, and it left a stain. I'm like, huh, what's in that water? It was probably just dirt that was underneath it. Came up, but I'm like, so maybe someday we'll get new carpet, but probably not soon. And then I like see other like remodeling projects and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to do that. Anyway, I'm gonna package this stuff up. We gotta do our thing. That's the whole. No, I brought my Bible and stuff. Oh, that's another thing I was telling my husband about. I said, I started reading my Bible. I said, and I got to here. And he was like, well, he's like, I was reading the Bible when I first met you. And I only got to, I don't even remember where he said he got. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I ruined that for you. He said, no, you didn't. I just never ended up finishing it. And I'm like, Anyway, let's go to, I'm gonna pack my Bible. I've never taken my Bible on vacation, ever. Never. Do you take your Bible on vacation? I'm sure some of you do. I'm going to. Anyway. I'm Squidward. This is gonna help me. I need a stronger magnifying glass. Oh, you guys. These up here, these are 1s. +1. I think my bifocal in this is +70, 75. It's not quite 1. It started as 0.5 and then it went up to 0.75. Maybe I need to get me like some 150s or 125s. I feel like this is too strong, but I can see like it's like, oh wow, words. Okay, foggy glasses. And so this is from James 1:5. It says, now if any of you lack wisdom, he should ask God, who gives all generously and ungrudgingly, and it will be given to him. James 1:5. The humid Georgia air doesn't care about my vision. When going inside to out, often my sunglasses get foggy to the point I can't see where I'm going at all. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. That's what I feel like. Okay. At all. It's because of the humidity. Georgia's moist air is relentless, no matter the season. And fall is no different. Yes, we have pumpkin spice lattes and comfy sweaters, but autumn season is still quite warm and always humid. As I left my car the other day, blinded by sunglasses that were saturated with condensation, this question hung in my mind. Do my spiritual eyes get foggy sometimes? Spiritual fogginess usually happens when it needs to know exactly what and where I'm going. But the trials surrounding me cloud my thinking. That is why I love the reminder from James 1:5. If any of you lack wisdom, ask God. All I must do is ask the Lord with sincere heart, open to hearing his voice. He won't hold back or criticize me. He will respond with the next step. Just like wearing foggy glasses, I must do something when my mind's eye is foggy. To see clearly, I must take the glasses off, clear the fog from the lenses so I can see again. The truth about wisdom from God's word may sound simple, but it takes action and surrender. Just as the fog on my glasses doesn't go away without intentionality, so the spiritual fog won't clear without intentional time with God. I must pray for wisdom, read his word, and incline my heart to hear from him. Are your spiritual eyes foggy? In what area do you need clarity today? Lord, help me see clearly each day those around me and how you are moving and working for your kingdom and glory. So there you go, folks. Take it from me. Oh, maybe I need these. I love it. Yeah, I think I will. Next time I go to the Dollar Tree, I think we'll probably hit the one at the beach, so I have to package these all up. I'm so thankful and so, my heart feels good that I got these all done. I still have to put a bow on stinking tutu. Okay, it's 11:51. Let's try to get done by 12. It's 12:06, but I got the thing done. But it's my birthday. I'm 52. Do I look 52? Aw, shut up. You guys are just going on with me. Sometimes I feel 62. Anyway, yeah, it's my birthday and we're gonna go to the beach. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. If you have a prayer request and you would like us to pray for you, you can leave that down below or email me. And yeah, remember, Jesus loves you. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Jesus loves you.